All right. This is the final video that you'll have to watch for this brand script. Hope you've enjoyed them. And what I want you to do is after you're done watching this, go ahead and do the brainstorming exercise again. But this one is about the failure we want people to avoid. So let me share my screen. There it is. Hit play.
Well, now we've really roped them into our story, right? I mean, we've taken all the steps, and our customers are very interested in doing business with us. But we want to put a little finishing touch on this. We want to put stakes in the story. What can be won or lost for our customers if they do or do not do business with us? We have to include a potential failure. Every human being is trying to do two things. They're trying to achieve something good or move to someplace good and avoid something tragic and avoid something bad. Those are the two dominant motivators of human beings. And so if we don't actually say, hey, it's not going to go well unless you do this, nobody's interested. If there are no stakes in the story, there is no story. Imagine a movie where the character has to disarm a bomb, right? And they're working the whole time to disarm the bomb. But about 30 minutes into the movie, somebody calls them and says, hey, actually, we found out the bomb is a dud. I mean, it's just not going to go off. It's not going to hurt anybody. We still need you to kind of disarm it and take the wires out and move it out of the building. And the next hour and a half is the hero just kind of disarming the bomb. There's no suspense in the movie. Why? Because nothing bad can happen. Nobody's actually interested in this story. It's true with human beings too. In fact, human beings are more motivated to avoid a loss than they are to achieve a gain. It's called prospect theory, proven a long time ago. What that means is people are more motivated to not lose $100 than they are to gain $100. The idea is loss aversion. We want to tell people what loss they are averting by doing business with us. We must describe what customers will lose if they don't take action. Otherwise, they won't take action. So what does this mean? Well, if you're a car dealership, you're keeping people from buying a limit. If you're a home audio video company, you're keeping people from having a boring house and boring entertainment. Nobody wants to come to their house for the Super Bowl. If you sell industrial equipment, you're helping people avoid failing equipment and lack of productivity because of downtime. If you sell something like pet food, you're helping people avoid having an unhealthy dog that has a shorter life than you want them to have, right? We just need to mention those things. Now, here's something we have to be very, very careful with. You can't overdo this module. If you overdo this aspect in your brand script, you'll lose customers. It's not like success. It's not like some of the other ones. And there's a reason. The reason is the human brain can only process so much potential tragedy before it turns on. If you actually scare your customers too much, they'll disengage. So we have to walk a fine line. The 7 parts of this framework are actually not to be used in equal measure. Think of it like a recipe for a loaf of bread. In the success category, you want cups and cups. It's like flour. I mean, cups of flour. But in failure, just a pinch. It's like salt. If you don't put salt in the recipe, the bread won't taste right. And if you use cups and cups of salt, the bread's going to taste horrible. But we do have to define the potential negative consequences our customers will have if they don't buy our product or service. You know, I learned this a very interesting way. It's very unnatural for me to sort of be heavy-handed and scare people into doing business with me. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. You know, StoryBrand was doing really well, and I decided, you know, we're doing okay, and our marketing collateral is good, but I think I'm going to have somebody come in and just check our blind spots. So I actually paid a really great consultant to look at all of our marketing material. And she came back to me and she said, Don, I really love everything you're doing. I mean, I really don't have a whole lot to say, except this. You actually say in your material, you have to tell people the negative consequences they are avoiding by doing business with you, and yet it's nowhere in your marketing collateral. Everything is just happy smiling. I'm like, I don't know. I've never felt comfortable with that. She goes, can we just do something? I'm going to email you a paragraph, just a short paragraph. And I want you to put it right above the prices of your workshop. She sends me this paragraph. I read it. I cringed. It said, how many customers are you losing by communicating in a confusing way? How much money is it costing you because people aren't showing up at your events? How much money is it costing you because people are bouncing off of your website? How much is confusing communication costing you? I mean, it was something that was just that heavy-handed. And I thought, ugh. I kind of handed it to my designer. I said, maybe we should put this on there. I don't feel super comfortable with it. He put it on the sales page. I went to bed that night. Betsy was like, what is wrong with you? I said, well, I just did this thing today that's just not story brand. I mean, it's really just not us. It's not authentic to who we are. It doesn't feel like I would do something like this. I feel like I'm strong arming my customers into coming to a workshop. He said, Don, you own the company. Just remove it from the website tomorrow. I said, I think I'm going to do it. I just got to be true to myself. Walk into my designer's office at 10 a.m. the next morning, and I say, hey, Kyle, can we remove that paragraph from the website? Just not super comfortable with that. Kyle said, we got 5 orders last night. I said, leave it. Let's leave it. I like that paragraph. Well, what was missing from our brand story? What was missing was the reality that this is true. You are losing a ton of money because you're not communicating clearly. There are people who are not showing up at your events. We have an obligation, I think, to tell the truth to people about what negative consequences we are helping them avoid. I just want to be very careful not to overdo. Reality is this, and I'll repeat it. Everybody is trying to avoid a tragic ending to their story. So as you brainstorm this section of your module, I want you to list every negative consequence your customers might experience if they don't do business with you. And then I want you to circle the ones that stand out the most. And you'll actually notice on your brand script that you just have a few bullet points in the failure category, and you have a lot of them in the success category. And yet, I want you to fill up those bullet points. We need something to motivate our customers and help them understand they don't have to experience a tragic ending. Things can be better. So brainstorm, circle what you like, and make a brand script.
All right, you know the drill. Go ahead, do your brainstorming and circle your 2 favorite. Look forward to our brand script discussion later on. Hey, I really appreciate your teamwork on this and working together with this, and look forward to seeing how God uses it. All right, thanks a lot. Have a great rest of your day.